Welcome to my channel. I'm Christina, and in today's video, I wanted to talk about how to enjoy motherhood as a stay-at-home mom. And I think this is so important because I think a lot of us who are stay-at-home moms, we can get so caught up in handling and taking care of all of the things that we have to take care of and making sure the house is up to par and the routines are where they need to be and all that we actually forget to enjoy the kids. We actually forget to enjoy being home. We just forget to enjoy all of it because we're too busy trying to make it all run. So I want to talk about that a little bit in this video. I have 9 different things you can do to kind of enjoy, to make sure you're remembering to enjoy motherhood more if you are a stay-at-home mom. And if you are new to my channel, I post content to uplift and encourage and motivate you as a stay-at-home mom, especially if you're somebody who is kind of struggling and is a little bit overwhelmed in this season of being home full-time. So I kind of post content to kind of uplift you. And then occasionally some tips and some tricks. And I also am a Christian, so I post faith-based content as well. So that's that. So let's just jump right in. The first thing I have on my list is be goofy with your kids. I know it's hard because, I'm gonna scoot this back a little bit. I know it's hard because I know there are days for me where I'm just like, I wake up and I'm just like, we got to get through the routine. I got stuff that we got to get to, ... You want to hit all the checklists, the check boxes. You want to hit everything perfectly. And in the midst of that, you literally keep going and going and going. And you sit back and you're like, wow, I haven't really spent time laughing with them. I haven't been goofy with them. I haven't been silly with them. My kids have been trying to laugh with me, talk with me, play with me. And I've been so busy trying to clean up the mess after breakfast or pick up the toys after this or making them do this after that, that I didn't even enjoy those precious moments. My son will go to the bathroom, and I'm guilty of this a lot. We'll go to the restroom, and I'm just trying to use the potty. We got to go get ready for nap. Use the potty. We got to do this, blah, blah, blah. And he'll sit in the bathroom, and he's just being silly. He'll make silly faces, and he'll do all this goofy stuff. And I'll have to literally stop myself and say, it's okay that he's being silly. Be silly with him. That's how you enjoy your kids, is you actually take the time to pay attention to them and appreciate their goofiness, appreciate their silliness, and be goofy and silly with them. You know, laughter is an awesome thing for the soul. And sometimes that's all it takes just to kind of ground yourself in the fact that you're home and you're with your babies and they're safe and they're happy and they're with you and you get to be with them. Just take the time to be silly with them. It may break the routine, it may slow things up, but guess what? You're home. You don't have to stick perfectly to your routine or to your schedule perfectly. You don't have anywhere to be at a certain time necessarily. I mean, unless you have certain things in the schedule that you have to be at, but you know what I mean? Like, there's no reason for you to have to be so ... you know? Be goofy. Be goofy with your kids. The second thing I have on my list is spend quality time with the husband. And I say this because it's, again, so easy for us to get caught up in doing everything for our kids and for the house that it's really easy for the husbands to get neglected. It just is. It's easy for us to be so focused on our job because in our heads, we know my job is to take care of these kids when my husband's working and to make sure the house is running when my husband's working so that he doesn't have to do as much when he gets back home, right? So in our heads, we're literally just running around like chickens with our heads cut off to make it all run. And so when they get home or they're done with work, it's just really easy to forget about spending time with them, because even at nighttime when you get the kids down, and then after the kids are down, you go straight to cleaning up and tidying up and doing everything you need to do at the end of the night, and then they kind of get pushed off and pushed off and pushed off. And so I think another way to enjoy motherhood, and yes, I think doing this is going to help you enjoy your kids more, is spending time with your husband, because a lot of times, especially if you spend a lot of time at home, your husband's the only adult contact you have in the day. And I think spending that necessary time with that person, that is your person, doing whatever you need to do, just whatever you need to do in that time together, it's going to actually just uplift you and make you feel better and give you, I think, the energy that you need to tackle the next day with your kids. If you're just going day in and day out, just doing the house cleaning and tackling, all the work with the tantrums and all that every single day, and you're never taking a moment to sit down with your spouse, the person that you're building this life with, it's very, very easy to not enjoy being a mom because you're letting everything else steal the joy. So I would say spending time, quality time with your husband is definitely going to make a difference. A number 3, I would say, is let stuff go. So if you're anything like me, I'm working on my patience. I get frustrated. And it's mostly as it builds up throughout the day. But just little stuff can just get to you. Just your toddler spills juice on the floor for the 5th time. Your husband didn't put the top back on something. Like just little dumb things. And you just get irritated. And you just get worked up. And you let yourself get all worked up in a fuss and let it go. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it just doesn't. A lot of the little stuff that we can get worked up about just steals our joy. And when you really sit back and really think about it, it doesn't matter. It really, I mean, for the most part, it's not worth ruining your day because your son spilled juice for the 3rd time. It's annoying, but it's not worth stealing your joy and messing your mood up. The point is not to let the little things that happen completely just derail your day. Shake it off. Let stuff go. Let it go. I guarantee you, if you start working on just letting it go, taking a deep breath and shaking it off, you'll be in a better mood to actually enjoy your kids. Because if you don't shake it off and you let it affect your mood, you just get irritated all day at every little thing, it's going to affect your mood, and that's going to affect how you feel about your kids and the day, and you're not going to enjoy the day, which means you're not enjoying motherhood. You're not enjoying your kids. So I would say number 3 is let stuff go. I would say number 4, and this is something that I need to get better at, but break from your typical routine. So if you have a regular or schedule, so if you have a regular routine schedule that you follow every day, every week, from time to time, break away from that. That's definitely something I have to work on because I'm definitely an introvert. I'm definitely somebody who's a homebody. And if it were up to me, I would live in a bubble and never leave the house ever in life. But I know that's not reality and I can't do that. And so sometimes you have to kind of force yourself, especially if you're like me, to do something different, to plan something different. And if you have to be proactive about that and think ahead for the week coming up, what can I do next week to get us out the house? What can I do to change things up a bit? And it doesn't even necessarily have to be getting out the house, but just doing something different in the day to break up that just kind of the standard stuff that can after a while just get a little boring for you and your kids. So again, that's something that I'm working on, but I noticed that when I get us out the house and I do something different, even though sometimes it's a lot of work to pack up these kids, it's usually a good thing for everybody. Everybody's in a better mood. Everybody just has more energy, and it's healthier to kind of do something a little bit more spontaneous. And even if, like I said, if it's not super spontaneous, if you're still kind of a planner, just plan some outings, plan some different things throughout the week, some different activities that you don't usually do with the kids, anything like that. And I think that's definitely going to help you enjoy motherhood more, because when things start to get the same over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, I can tolerate the sameness for a while because, again, I'm just very I'm fine with it. But I'm a human, and after a while, I'm like, okay, it's getting a little boring. That can make you not enjoy it as well, because you're just sitting at home doing the same stuff over and over again, and you start to get bored, and then you're not enjoying. No one enjoys boredom, so your kids don't enjoy boredom. So I would say just breaking from the typical schedule and routine. Not every day, not even every week, but every once in a while, do something different. I would say number 5 is stop what you do. So if you're in the middle of frustration and you're overwhelmed and you're over it, stop what you're doing and stare at your kids. And not just stare at them. Stop what you're doing. Play with your kids. Stop with what you're doing. Give them a kiss. Stop what you're doing. Hug your kids. Just sit and be in their space. Kids make you happy. Like, if you are around kids, they're funny, they're sweet, they're innocent. Like, you can't be around your kids and just not smile. So if you just really are in a funk and you're just like, I can't shake this mood, I can't shake this attitude, I can't shake this feeling that I got going on of just feeling overwhelmed, distressed, just stop what you're doing and sit down, just watch your kids play. Block everything else out. Don't think about anything else. Just watch them play. Join in the play. Have a conversation with them. Just spend time just in their presence, and nothing else matters in that moment. And that will recenter you and help you remember why you're doing this, why you're home, and really get you back to the heart of what the point is and the purpose of what you're doing home. And that's going to help you enjoy being home more, because you're going to remember, oh yeah, this is why I'm doing this, because of them, because I love them, and the point is to be home and be present with them. I would say number 6, and I'm playing with Play-Doh. My son left a piece of Play-Doh out. I would say number 6 is go ahead and give in to your kids sometimes. So a lot of times, again, we get caught up in our routines and our schedules and keeping to the checklists and the check boxes and all that. And so when our kids start to ask, can we do this? Can we do that? Something different. And there's a time and a place for that. There's a time and a place for saying no. But I think too often, and this is all stuff I'm learning or have learned, too often that we say no because we're trying to stick to the routine. Too often that we're like, no, we're not going to do that because it's not the time to do it right now. Sometimes just give in. Like, especially if you sit back and say, why am I saying no? What is the real reason that I'm saying no? Because it's not the time to do it? Who cares? Just say yes sometimes, because I guarantee you that's going to make them so much happier. They're going to be so delighted that you said yes, especially if you're always saying no. And when you finally give into it, they're going to be like, oh my gosh. And you seeing their joy is going to bring you joy. So sometimes just give in. Like, you don't always have to be a stickler to that schedule or that routine that you put together. Sometimes just go ahead and say, all right, fine. Why not? Go ahead and play with the Play-Doh. It's fine. Number 7, go ahead and tell visitors not today. I know it's hard to do that. And I know a lot of people sometimes will think because you're home, they can just, hit you up and say, hey, I'm around the corner, what you doing, blah, blah, blah. But you have a right to say today's not a good day. And I know for me, that's not always an easy thing to do. But you have a right to do that if it's not a good time. If you feel like it's going to interrupt things, if you feel like it's not a good time for the kids, you're about to lay them down for a nap, you're about to do this, you can just say, it's not a good day. I've done that before. And me being who I am, I felt horrible saying that. I felt so bad, but you got to do it, because at the end of the day, you're not home just to be available to everybody in the world. You have a purpose in being here, and routines and schedules are important for kids. And so if you feel like, especially if it's like a regular interruption, you have every right to sometimes say, hey, today's not a good day. Can we do another time? Sometimes you have to do that for your own sanity and for your own joy. And if you're constantly being interrupted by visitors or even phone calls, for example, it doesn't have to necessarily be a physical visitation. It could be phone calls. Somebody thinks because you're home, they can call you all the time. That could be stealing your joy and stealing your time as well away from your kids. If you're constantly on the phone all day talking to this specific person or a specific group of people because they know you're home and they're calling you on their breaks and things like that, that's taking time away from the kids. And if you feel like this is becoming a problem, you have a right to say no, or you have a right to not answer the phone. You have a right to turn the phone on silent, to kind of preserve that special time for you and your kids. And I would say number 8 is get perspective. And by that, I mean just making sure that we're living in a space of gratitude, a mindset of gratitude, and remembering that we're blessed. And the reason I say that is because, and this is with anybody in any occupation, in any place in life, it's really easy to get comfortable and settled and get in this place of complacency and just really feeling like you forget that you're blessed. You forget that you're privileged. You forget that you're might be living in a little bit of luxury, and you get kind of entitled in a way, if I can say that. So just remembering to have perspective. So on those days where you just feel like you're in a bad mood, for example, and you feeling irritated by things that are happening around the house or just whatever, I think recentering yourself and just remembering to be grateful that you get to do this. Grateful that you get to be home. Grateful that you get to take care of your kids and don't have, you know what I mean? It's easy to get into this rut of you're doing so much and you're tired. And because you're so tired, you just don't feel grateful. You forget to feel grateful. All you're focused on is I'm tired. All you're focused and thinking about is the fact that you're exhausted and you're doing a lot and you need a break. But in those moments, it's just remember to recenter yourself and say, yes, I might be tired and I might be doing a lot and I might need a break. And those things are okay to feel, but remember to be grateful. Don't forget how blessed you are. And I think having that perspective will help you on those days where you are just having a hard time shaking off some of the negativity that you may be feeling for whatever reason. It could be internal negativity. It could be nothing going on. It could be, you know what I mean? And you're just in a mood because you're human. Having that space of gratitude and just remembering, having perspective, that's right. I get to do this. I am blessed to be home. I am blessed to be with these kids. I am blessed that my husband makes enough money to allow me to be home. I am blessed that, whatever it is, you are blessed. And just keeping that perspective, I think, will recenter you and help you enjoy home and being with your kids more, because it's going to help you shake off the negativity. So that wraps up my 9. That's not 9. That's 8. Oh, goodness. I think I put in the blog post, I put 9. I need to go back and fix that. So whatever, I'm going to put the number, however many that was. I had to stop in between this because my daughter woke up. So I don't even know. I lost count. But I think I'll have my number off. But those are the ways that I have come up with that help me to enjoy being a mom at home full-time more. When I feel like I'm in a funk, when I feel I'm overwhelmed, when I feel like all that is just bogging me down, these are some of the steps that I take to remind myself and to get myself back to this place of enjoying being a mom as a stay-at-home mom. So I hope that this helped you, blessed you in some way. Please like the video if you like this content. Subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. I will put details and links to my blog post that's touching on this topic, because I go a little bit more into this. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.